I witnessed him through an alley. I stopped. He was there. He jumped out of the truck and he was making noises like a monster, jumping out, going, rah! Okay? To women pushing a shopping cart with laundry, a man fixing his car in front of his home. Okay? People taking off running, children hiding behind their mothers because Bovino thought that it was funny to be jumping out in the neighborhood like a monster.
You want to see what real independent journalism funded by the people for the people looks like?
You ever heard a story like this in America?
You're looking at it.
Congratulations for always being somewhere where mainstream media is not.
Flint, Michigan.
See you in Nevada.
Thanks to people like you, we can get the truth. Corporate media, they've been lying to us for years, and you're going straight to the people.
You are the man. I'm glad you're here.
For as low as 16 cents a day, you'll keep us on the ground, covering the important stories the corporate media covers up.
I'm here today as a community organizer and mother of an 11-year-old little girl. This press conference today is about accountability. It's about the traumatic events that unfolded this past Saturday, October 7th in our neighborhood. On that day, we watched in horror as the Chicago Police Department, an institution that claims that it wants to build bridges, instead became complicit in the kidnapping of an 11-year-old child. They stood by, they provided a shield, they assisted the agents of Greg Bovino, ICE agents, sent by Trump's fascist regime, as they terrorized a family member and tried to rip a child from our community while shooting at them. When our community, your neighbors, your family, my family, did what the police would not and peacefully gathered to defend and protect that child, what did the police do? They protected the kidnappers.
Can I get you to describe just a couple of examples of how ICE has been conducting themselves here in Little Village, and how Chicago police have been acting as a supporting force for folks who aren't from Chicago and might not be familiar with every single incident out here?
So, one, they have been staging in our community using city property, using schools to stage. Where's the enforcement for doing that? We would like to see what that would look like. If the mayor said they cannot do that, we would like to see what that enforcement would look like. Should come from CPD because they need to keep us safe, and that's part of that. The enforcement of something that the mayor has put an executive order for, right? Of you're not using any city property, that they should start there. Another thing that I have seen is I myself was involved in an incident that took place in Cicero, and I turn around and I see CPD trying to help with crowd control. What? They have no jurisdiction there. It's the town of Cicero. And as soon as Cicero showed up, we, the community, accepted, they need to do this for the community. And we left. It took an hour and a half, but that was the type of response that was happening. It was not an emergency. People were not in danger. The only ones that were causing danger was ICE.
Let's talk about some of those actual ICE operations, Border Patrol operations. What's it looked like in Little Village, in some of these communities? How have they been conducting themselves?
A lot of these organizers worked together with the community to get stop and frisk stopped. And that means anybody who they felt that fit a certain criteria, a certain look, could be stopped and frisked to see if they had anything illegal on them or any weapons. We fought for that to stop. And here they are re-traumatizing people, but just because they are brown. Okay? And it's that. Because the people who have been terrorized have been brown, but there's undocumented people in this country that go the whole spectrum of the rainbow. But only this community is being singled out. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
So, with that, right, that they're doing that, It's a repeat of something that was already happening in our community, and then police there to help facilitate traffic, while the community maybe wants a traffic jam, for the day. I don't know. I can't make the decision for everybody. Everybody comes together and see what's going on. If ICE is conducting a circus, a bunch of people show up. So why are they surprised when they can't leave when they're doing their circus and there's a bunch of people watching what they want everybody to see them doing? Bovino specifically, I've seen him do that. We were behind him. There was about 20 vehicles. There was a lot of media. I don't know where I was in the line, but I know he was somewhere down there. We did a cut. I witnessed him through an alley. I stopped. He was there. He jumped out of the truck and he was making noises like a monster, jumping out, going, rah! Okay? To women pushing a shopping cart with laundry, a man fixing his car in front of his home. Okay? People taking off running, children hiding behind their mothers because Bovino thought that it was funny to be jumping out in the neighborhood like a monster after Trump asked for escalation of deportations and their tactics.
When was this that he was doing that?
Yo, when was it when this happened and we were there? Thursday, last Thursday.
When you heard the news that Bovino and some of his agents were likely going to be leaving the Chicagoland area in the next few days, what was your initial reaction? How are you feeling about it now?
To Bovino specifically and directly, I knew we were too much. To the next person that's coming, it's just a change of clown, because the circus continues and the audience is here to record and to determine what happens to that next clown.
And Chicago Sun-Times reporting that Bovino, some of these agents could return in March, many as 1,000 of them. You spoke a little bit to it in the press conference, but I mean, does it make you concerned about what the future holds if the administration comes back, in 4 times as large of a presence as it has out here right now?
Come back? They're going to continue their operations. They never said they were stopping. We are not stopping. Every single day my community grows. Every single day I am supported by somebody in Arlington Heights, in Palos Hills. They make their way to our community. There's people in our community that are becoming less afraid, okay? Chicagoland itself, Andersonville, everywhere are coming out in droves to support us. They have 200 officers right now. I meet 200 people a day that are in support new to our community. So no, not worried about it at all.
I want to ask you what leadership should look like in this moment, because you're out here calling on change from the Chicago Police Department. Mayor Brandon Johnson, progressive leader, he's spoken out about the Trump administration's presence here, as has Governor J.B. Pritzker, a Democrat. But the governor also has state troopers out at the ICE detention facility in Broadview arresting protesters out there, in very similar way that you're seeing the Chicago police provide security de facto for ICE out here. How would you like them to act? How would you like them to use those law enforcement resources to better support the people of the Chicagoland area?
So, I want to make this clear. This is not going to be a suggestion or, some consultation or anything. This is literally community demanding the following of our officials. Mayor Brandon Johnson, if you put out something like ICE cannot be staging on city property, we expect enforcement. And we expect enforcement to the fullest of the law. J.B. Pritzker, why would you have state police participating, or anyone of the state facilitating, making things easier, making it look like you are working with them when you are telling us you are not? For every leader that has a community leader, that has a congressman, state senator, state representative, alderman, we expect daily activity, connection with the community on all their platforms of what to expect for the day and the resources available for those days for the people who are being marginalized and oppressed in those communities. Nothing less and definitely more.
What kind of repercussions do you want to see for Commander Greg Bavino and for the other ICE and Border Patrol agents who have been participating in these operations out here? Do you want to see jail time? We heard at least one call for that during the press conference. Is that justice for Chicago? What does justice for Chicago look like?
As a prison abolitionist, this is a very hard question. However, the system still exists. So as the system still exists, I want it to be just. And I want it to be just for them to be held to the highest extent of the law. Jail time, yes, and the highest that they could receive.
Why calling on the Chicago police today? What was the tipping point? Why was today the day where you felt you needed to come out here in front of their police headquarters to call on an end to cooperation between the Chicago police and the Department of Homeland Security?
Why today? I mean, we've had, as organizers, our schedule full. I mean, to review everything that happened, that was recorded and documented, to know where we stand as a community, to make sure that we are definitely in protection of our community. Yes, we saw what they did. We saw and we were disappointed. It was definitely recorded. The whole community has reviewed it. It is something that, now tools just like they have, right? They have the cameras that are supposed to record everything that they do when they interact with our community to show proof that they are doing their jobs right. And even when they do their jobs wrong and the camera is going on, there still has not been accountability for those kinds of things. We have to build that power. It needs to come from somewhere. It needs to have a constant battle and a constant fight so we don't become a people of accepting these things that are actively happening to us.